No, for me.
It is a skill. It is a practice skill. It is a necessary skill.
The secret to a great blowjob is saliva, saliva, saliva.
It's important for us to learn from this because I think we lose because we beat ourselves.
You need to swallow it too.
I don't understand the problem here.
The people don't understand esophagus is the main player of the game.
Try to stay away from it as much as I can.
You can start by licking the dip.
I didn't understand it, but
Patrick Agyemang to Bambi or a newborn giraffe or what?
All right, welcome to Straight Red Card. Slow start to the show. Jesus Christ. Anyhow, yeah, we're gonna go over and create a roster tonight, and we'll see how that goes. Is this a soccer show or a porn show? Certainly a soccer show. But yes, we talk about the research we do here. But Brett, are you looking at your penis?
No, look at my urine sample here. Fun story about this. It's a lemonade iced tea mix, and it's got stuff floating in there. And I'm like, that's got to be like the part of the lemonade. Yes, okay, but it's still weird to see it floating there.
Oh yeah, you don't want floaties in there, but it really did look like you were looking at your penis.
I mean, it's like I said, it's lemonade iced tea. It's an Arnold Palmer, correct?
Yes, an Arnold Palmer, a golfer.
But it's got I think that's lemonade pulp that's in there.
Oh,
I feel like it has to be.
I don't like pulp, but yeah.
It's got to be pulp. I got a fun story about that, by the way.
Oh yeah,
I'm gonna break right into that now since we're talking about the drink.
Okay.
So I got my phone, got all my text message here. I was talking to you at the beginning before the show started. I'm like, is there a point, when you had your family in your house at the time when they were younger and everything like that, still married and everything, that you just felt like you were the only sane one there?
A lot. Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm bringing Jackson back from soccer, and the wife texted me and she goes, "Hey, make me she goes word for word. I mean, I don't want to misrepresent what she says. Make me a new drinking with iced tea, you bitch." I told you no iced tea, jackass. This is after I made her the drink. And I said I used one of the Chick-fil-A cup, thinking she meant to say new iced tea because there's a different iced tea. She said, "I didn't want caffeine so close to bed. I have to wake up early to finish my project." I said, "You said drinking with." And then she says, "Will you bring me a drink with vodka Crystal Light?" I said, "Sure, I'm downstairs in a moment. It'll be a moment." And then she goes, "Yeah, 2 hours ago." And I go, "What?" So she screen caps it where I said drinking with. And then I screen cap it where she actually said drinking with the 702 above it. And she goes, "Stop using Photoshop." So I laughed.
Because that's a joke, right?
Maybe she was fucking around with me.
Yeah.
Then she said to go fuck myself. I said Crystal Light. And then she said, "Oh, wait. That was after." This is going to be good commentary for your show. I really thought we were just fucking around on a text message, but no, she got really super serious there.
No offense, Brett, but why isn't she making her own drinks?
She's upstairs. She was downstairs ready to make drinks. So,
all right. Well, hey.
If I do one thing, like if I was like, almost asleep, getting messages saying, "Hey, make me a drink." I'm like, "No, I'm asleep. Fuck off. I'm not gonna make a drink now."
Yeah.
But if I'm just downstairs and she's like, "Hey, make me a drink," I'll go down. I'll make you a drink, sure.
All right. Especially if it's followed by the words "bitch."
Yeah. That's a love talk right there.
Yeah. By the way, I don't know if you've seen these, but the fake stabbing your pet with a rubber knife.
Yeah.
Where the number. Why? That sucks. Why are you doing that to your pet? Don't do that.
Pet's traumatized for life.
Yeah, I mean, I'll get over it, but that's not fun or funny. Let's not do that. And then the fake eating your pet. Let's stop that too. What? I don't get any of that. I don't know why you would do that.
That's just going down the bed, go like that.
Like you're about to eat their leg or something. Yeah, don't do that. They're animals. They're kind of like, what the fuck's going on? I mean, you're getting a little jolly out of their holy shit, my owner's eating me thing, but why traumatize?
If you're gonna do anything, just put a cucumber next to your cat. or pickle or whatever.
Yeah, when they're waking up.
Or they just doing their own thing. They look around and they freak out because they think it's a snake.
I don't know what they think it is. That's the thing. They look at it and go, what the fuck is that? Oh my God. And they do their bing thing where they jump 1,000,000 miles in the air. I do want to bring up this guy, Giacomo, who is a guitarist on YouTube and on the other, Instagram and TikTok and all that. He's been making a whole shite load of money playing guitar parts on social media.
Sure.
And claiming he wrote them. And putting up the sheet music for them. And making money off
that can't be fake, Derek. You can't fake that.
Well, he faked a lot of it. And Danny Sapko, also another music guy on. I follow the music dudes online on YouTube. They've been calling that dude out, and I hope, and I don't know, but I hope everybody realizes stealing other people's music is not cool. And then making money off of it and not giving it back to. Now, he's stealing it from people who are getting like 1,000 views. So he's like, well, nobody will know. I'm going to steal their music. And he does all the, it's like a lot of jazzy, bluesy stuff. He's stealing it from people with a lot less viewership. Why he gets millions of views and somebody else who actually wrote the material and played it better than he did is only getting 1,000 views. One can only wonder. Better footage, better whatever. I don't know. Maybe he's more attractive. I guess he is. But yeah, he's getting views up. He's making money off of other people's art and not giving them credit for it. He's a piece of shit. He's a total douche. And he needs to be called. That's Giacomo, if you don't know it. Giacomo. If you've heard of any of his stuff or seen his stuff online, he's a fake. He's a fraud. He's a fraud.
Allegedly.
Okay. So this brought me back to a moment in time, and I've said it on the show before, when Train, I know personally, and this, I'm going to correct this AI thing, where Train stole the music, not the lyrics, the basic build up for the song and the chords for the song, Drops of Jupiter, from My Friends. And here on AI, it says, the claim that Train stole the song Drops of Jupiter is a rumor. It is not a rumor. If it were a rumor, I wouldn't have heard it from a certain person in the actual band who toured with them for 2 years. A band that opened for them for 2 years, from whom they took it from.
Well, okay, I'll flat out say, just reading on from this right here, the AI is looking at it strictly as if they stole the song Drops of Jupiter from Mike Flynn.
Well, they didn't steal like the lyrics or the title of the song. They made up their own lyrics. Mike Flynn and the old Pike guys never claimed they wrote the lyrics. The dude stole the music, rewrote the lyrics, and made it a hit. So this is completely wrong.
It's the Vanilla Ice and Queen conundrum. Dun 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 dun.
No, it's kind of.
Yeah, they stole
comparisons.
Yeah,
so
he stole an entire riff there and tried to repurpose it and claim it was different.
That's a sample. No, these guys stole the chords from a song by the band Old Pike. These are guys I grew up with in college. These are guys that went on and had an actual big contract deal with major fucking. They just never made it. These are guys that were on Conan O'Brien. Okay, they almost made it. All right. So anyhow, this thing saying it was a lawsuit and a gag order against a local musician, Mike Flynn. Well, of course, the whole band, once they settled out of court, with Train can't talk about it anymore. Of course, they're not going to be able to talk about it anymore. But, and I'm not saying like I got it from anybody specifically. This This happened like 20 years ago. Okay. I'm not even sure I remember everything, but I do remember specifically about the train thing. And I knew those guys, I think, made some money because they never had jobs from this. They never had jobs. So how did they make a living? Well, it kept them afloat for a while, I believe, even after their record contract was out. So anyhow, it says the rumor persists online due to the lawsuit and gag order mentioned in the Reddit thread, and the whole thing's based on a Nouveau article. Nouveau used to be a paper in Indianapolis that was published once a week, I believe, or maybe twice a week. I know because I've been on the cover of it twice. Our band was on the cover of Nouveau twice. So I know the writers, and I know where that particular, I know who wrote that, and I know why they had the information in the first place. Anyhow, all to be said, stealing music. I mean, if you're not going to give, if this Giacomo guy is not going to find a way to recompense these dudes for what he stole from them, then he's a total douche. And I hope that they sue him. I hope they do, because he stole all their, as far as I can tell, he's never wrote anything on his own. He went to Rick Beato's show to play some music, and he couldn't play anything new. Like they're going to try to write something new or play something on his show. He was horrible and couldn't do it. So Rick Beato finally even put out a video and said, yeah, this guy's a fraud. So anyhow, a little inside the ballpark music stuff. Look at me. Look at me. Oh, so small and young and thin.
Taking it from behind.
Taking it from behind. You mean Daniel, my drummer's giving it to me in my booty in this picture? So. I don't like this picture from above, but it's from our recording studios, which was not Echo Park. Anyhow, Queenside.
It makes everybody look sleeker, you know, just like, you know.
Oh, we were all skinny. We were all thin as sticks. This is probably 2004, somewhere around there. I love the title. Ignamic Heroes is the title.
I'll take your word for it, because all I can see is Ignamic.
Mm-hmm. And boy, were we for a short while there, 3 years in Indianapolis. Anyhow, all this to say,
August 26th, or sorry, July 26th through August 4th. So it looks like this is up for a week. Or maybe is that 2 weeks?
Yeah.
That'll be 2 weeks. Yeah, 2 weeks span.
Okay. It was a great magazine. I'm sorry it's gone. I mean, they covered all the art, all the music, all the art gallery shows, and the news. They covered news too. They had cartoons. It was a great mag. It's unfortunate they couldn't survive, but they can't. Like, print media is just dead. It's just dead. And they survived, I think, in 2012, somewhere around there. But they've been around since the 80s, the 90s. So they had a good run there for a while. All right. So don't steal people's music. That's all I got to say. What else you got? Oh, go ahead. Yep. Don't be a douche. No, that was it. That's it.
You're like, oh, wait.
That's my rant. We got plenty of other things to cover. So what else?
Go to the Two Fat Foodies section of this podcast.
Mm-hmm.
Derek, quick question. Would you eat this?
It looks a little overcooked. I might eat a piece from the center.
I mean, I would try. I would definitely. Maybe the bottom, the undercarriage itself is still not burnt. Just don't eat the end of the crust, I guess.
That crust looks really burned.
You know, I'll say this much though. There is something to some like burnt cheese, like on a pizza. It's pretty good. But
this looks like
I would absolutely cut. I mean, especially if I cooked it, I'd absolutely cut that up and try eating it.
It'd probably be
I just made it. Yeah.
A little square in the middle you could eat somewhere.
I mean, you could eat up to the crust. Then again, I would, like I said, I would cut it and just do what the kids do, eat all the way to the crust and then toss the crust. But I'd test it first. Maybe the crust is great.
Could be too burned after the taste test. Hard to say.
It's tough. It's one of those things that I would have to. I'd have to try it.
It's a fucking pizza. Make another one, or order one. You know, get over it. I guess and move on would be what I would say. Trim Porpoise says eat. Well,
of course he would. It's 462 pounds or whatever it was.
Trim, are you really 462 pounds? That's a large mammal for sure.
But it's a trim porpoise.
Not really. What's that's called?
How much do you think a dolphin weighs? I guess still a pretty heavy dolphin, I think.
Opposite day is what we're talking about here. All right, what else we got?
Speaking of foods,
Yep.
Derek, I need your opinion on this one. Be honest, is this overcooked or undercooked?
That's edible. I'd eat it.
Oh, I'd absolutely.
That looks absolutely fine.
I'd eat the shit out of that.
I mean, I'd have to poke it to see if it's hot or warm in the center, but it's not bleeding, so it's probably fine. It's not bleeding anymore. It's probably done. Yeah, I'd eat it. I'd cook it. Personally, I would cook it a little bit longer, not much, just a little.
Maybe a fraction of a second.
Right, but I'd also sear the outside a little more. That does not look like it got
you could do that. This looks like this is kind of a slow burn. How do you get this type of a cooked char, but then really not thorough cook? It has to be a slow burn.
It doesn't look like I got a really good crispy crust, and that's what I like the outside of my steak. I got a steak in the fridge waiting to be cooked after the show, so I'm looking forward to it. But I'm going to get that outside crust nice and crispy.
I cooked turkey yesterday.
No kidding.
I have to make room in my fridge, man. My freezer. Sorry, I've got some turkeys and some hams I got to go through before the turkey and ham season comes up here shortly.
Yeah. Hey, Larry, this one's for you. Even flow. How you like that, Larry? Larry says Derek's
pretty good, Derek. Pretty good.
I think they suck now, Larry. I don't think they sucked in the past.
Pirate captain here says, I couldn't take a bite of a bloody steak. Could be my religious upbringing, which prohibits the eating of blood, but I ain't eating that. Warm pink center is perfect. Steak like that is still undercooked, I'm guessing, is what he said.
I don't think that's
not
bloody.
Blood. It's not blood.
Not bloody, no.
They went into the whole breakdown of this. People were talking about this. Like it's where's it at? Like the hemoglobin versus whatever the other one globin is, myoglobin or whatever. But yeah, it's not blood.
Yeah.
It's, I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
That's looks delicious. If I pulled that out and it didn't have any more propane, or I've already let the coals go. I mean, maybe throw that onto a hot cast iron skillet, just like you said, to get a nice char or char on top. But
it just needs a better char on the outside. That's all I'm saying. Yeah. Jack Panetta says, "Remember, Derek, don't shove the meat up your rectum." I mean, I don't know what meat you're talking about, but
Jack's been thinking of your bum quite a bit.
Yeah, it's not that appealing, Jack. So I don't know what you're doing there. It's a 54-year-old man's asshole. All right.
So we took a look at that steak, Derek. And I want to find out this Chef 7 says, name one thing better than a T-bone.
Lobster.
I'm just gonna say, that's a weird color for a T-bone, in my opinion.
That's not cooked right. There's something weird about
that. Maybe the lighting is weird, but I mean that's just like too orangey almost.
Yeah, that is weird.
Is it a glaze? Maybe.
I don't know. You shouldn't put a glaze on your steak. It's not
you don't have to. Steak is borderline perfect as is. You just throw a nice salt, pepper, maybe a little garlic on there.
Yeah. Colin and Kevin say filet mignon. I would say those are both pretty good, but a good T-bone. But probably the best of the best is the what's the big thing you cook and roast for Thanksgiving and Christmas? Big piece of meat.
Round? No.
Yeah.
Chuck roast?
Top roast? Something roast? Something. Anyhow, maybe come on your steaks, says Jack. That's gross.
Because that steak looks like ribs.
Prime rib.
It's not bad. Yeah, prime rib's good. Yeah.
Prime rib. I've had prime rib that has melted in my mouth, Colin. So I would say prime rib is the best steak I've ever had. But I've had a lot of good steaks. I mean, a little shitty ones, but the color on this is off.
You can't go wrong with steaks in general. I mean, I love a good filet. You know, I love T-bone. I love porterhouse, New York, whatever. I will say I enjoy a steak that has a bit of fat to it.
Yes.
So a filet is good and it's nice and tender, but I mean, I like a fattier piece of meat, in my opinion. But again, I would absolutely take a filet every day if I could. Yeah,
and you'd probably be dead soon. But, you know, I think once a week, maybe it's good.
No. Red meat has been proven good. You remember the skit about the eggs and don't eat the eggs?
Yeah.
We were wrong on everything. Red meat's good for you. It's fine.
Right. It's bacon. You gotta look out for.
Oh, that's almost 100% fat.
Right. So yes, I can name many things better than a T-bone. And your T-bone is off color, Mr. Chef. All right, what else you got?
You gotta work on that.
Yep.
Well, let's see. Wendy Morrison says not eating animals will also taste better than death.
No.
What does that even mean?
No.
First off, that doesn't even make sense.
It doesn't make sense, and people are going to eat animals, so just move along.
I mean, if you really want to go holistically to natural, we should be eating meat. Now, your problem might be with how we cultivate our meats.
No, I got a problem with that too. Frankly.
So I mean, don't get me wrong, I'll still eat all that meat, but I'm like, as I'm eating, I'm like, oh man, I really hate the fact that this cow is probably cooped up in some cage and wasn't walking around a field, but it tastes so good still.
Yeah. By the way, USA tied with Portugal 1-1 in this women's match. Have to say,
is it already over?
I am not impressed. We were at the 71st minute.
I was gonna say it's like the game started at 7.
Yeah. So that's the first soccer we brought up yet tonight. Do you have anything else? Maybe we should get to soccer 23 minutes into the show.
No. Well, I guess that's all the foodie talk.
Yeah.
Let's soccer-esque. I mean, it's a lawless thread, but it's not necessarily. It is kind of has to do with soccer, I guess, because it is soccer talk, it's sports talk.
True. Yeah.
So, I'm gonna pull this up so we can do context here. Okay. So KC Wizard says the World Cup 2026 is 232 days away, and instead of unifying the various communities to embrace the greatest show on earth, you post this to instigate, gaslight, and divide this ultra-polarized nation. Do better, Alexi, lad, for fuck's sake. And it was the, hey, what are we yelling about? And it was the picture of the White House, the East Wing getting torn down, or just the whatever, the carport or whatever it is, getting torn down.
Yeah.
So he just posted that, because he always posts a picture. And then he says, what are we yelling about? So that's where this stems from. And, he says, relax, embracing the 2026 World Cup. And will have nothing to do with posting about construction of the White House. Unless you have severe TDS, most normal Americans, even those critical of Trump, recognize this huge nothing burger, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So that's the context.
Okay.
So James Miller does say a grown man just said TDS. I understand where he's coming from with that. I mean, the whole TDS, Trump derangement syndrome. It's a phrase within the culture war at this point.
It does almost exist, frankly.
It does. It's part of the vocabulary at this point. Doesn't matter if you're a grown adult.
Yeah, I mean, unfortunately, yeah. Some people like. A person can't be 100% wrong all the time. And even when they're on your side, you think he's wrong. I don't know. It's just getting out of hand. So whatever it is, whether you support the man or not, you should just approach him like you'd approach any politician. Pluses, minuses. He's not Satan. All right. None of our presidents have been saints, by the way. In my lifetime, none of them. Even if you thought Obama was going to, I voted for the dude. All right. That was not what I was hoping for. Not what I was hoping for.
You kind of paraphrased in a few more words, actually. So I don't know if that's necessarily paraphrasing, but expanding upon what Lawless follows up with. So he said, so what term would you use to describe the condition of someone who is deeply enveloped in their opposition of Trump, that obscures and prevents any ability they may have to praise, give credit, or see value in anything he does? Just something you were kind of saying, like, hey, you may not like the guy, but if you can't say anything that he's done, accomplished, etc., that type of thing, you know. And we're not getting into the meat and the potatoes of politics in that sense. Only reason I'm bringing this up is Matt Ass Tweet says sports and politics don't mesh well.
Yes, unfortunately, you're wrong about that. Matt has tweets. Sports and politics have been hand in hand for a long time, going back to the Romans and bread and circuses. So, yeah.
No, I'll agree with you in the sense that there's always sports and politics combining. But as far as what he's saying here, they don't mesh well. Basically, he's saying that there's going to be a portion of the population that's going to disagree with you. There's going to be a portion of the population that agrees with you. And then there's going to be a portion of the population that's going to sit there and say, please just take it out of here. I don't want this in my sports. I just want to enjoy some escapism. I think that's what Matt is trying to say here.
I think he's trying to say that. And in that case, maybe he's right. They don't mesh well. Unfortunately, they're meshed all the time. So there's no way to avoid that. It's just a life, something you're going to have to deal with. So they might not mesh well, but they're always meshed. Because money is politics. Politics is money. Money is sports. Sports and money. Unless you're playing in a rec league, sports is politics. There's no way around it.
Jack Pineda says porn and sports mesh really well, apparently. I mean, technically, porn is kind of considered a sport to an extent. It's a recreational activity that some people are better at than others.
Yeah, we've had some Michael Jordans of porn, for sure. All right, what else we got? By the way, the women are now down to Portugal 2-1. They have been not thoroughly outplayed, but certainly thoroughly IQ'd in this game. Out-IQ'd in this game. I am not impressed. This is what we're going to do. This is what we got going forward. And I know we've seen some great games from them, but what is going on tonight? Portugal looks really good. Are we making them look really good? And what was that chip? Anyhow, what do we got next?
Epna White says, talk NBA gambling arrests. I have no idea what that's about. Do you have any idea?
I do. Yeah. There are some people in the NBA, including the coach of a certain team, who were arrested today for gambling, cheating and gambling. And that's really but we live in a culture of gambling, folks. So is that really that surprising that they were cheating? Yeah. So
you mean like losing on purpose or something?
No, in some cases they were actually gambling and using cards that had I don't know, if you put on certain sunglasses, the cards were marked and you could see the markings on the cards. So cheating in that way. Wow. And one of them was coach of an actual NBA.
So this wasn't gambling on the NBA. This is just NBA people cheating on.
I don't know all the details yet, but yes, they had, like, as Alex Caven said, an X-ray thing going on where they could put on the glasses and see it. So
interesting. The only reason why I assumed it had to do with cheating or like losing on purpose in the NBA is I saw while scrolling through Twitter, I saw a Babylon Bee headline, and it had Angel Reese on the picture, and it basically said when the WNBA talked to the FBI, they said that they weren't throwing the games because they're missing all of their layups. They just missed all those layups because they suck. Which, with Angel Reese, I kind of saw a little chuckle, but I'm not saying that's across the board for all WNBA. But that's the whole point of the parody.
I don't think any of the players are involved with this yet. that I know of, but it was bound to happen now that we've legalized this. But the crazy thing is these guys were working in and around the mafia on this stuff. So
I mean, gambling, yes, but I mean, getting busted with gambling with like X-ray tables or whatever the hell, if that's the thing, then that's who would have sat there and predicted that this was going to happen with the with NBA players and coaches and stuff.
1011 says Chauncey Billups was heavily tied in with 5 different Italian mob families in New York City, and they busted them all. Yeah, Chauncey, who was a great NBA player, Pistons, etc., a really good coach. This is the stupidest thing he's ever done in his life. The dumbest thing, maybe. I hope it's the dumbest thing he's ever done in his life, because this is really stupid.
Yeah.
And you're going to ruin your rep forever. Too bad. But not soccer, so I'm ready to move on.
Something that's not stupid is the not a lack of soccer culture.
They say we have no footballing culture, but right now in America, there's a team named Sharktopus FC that just earned a replay of a loss because the ref of their last match turned out to have once been a player for the opponent's second team.
How is that possible? First off, because we're talking about amateur clubs from like the lowest level of U.S. Open Cup, facing each other, and you happen to get a ref that happened to play for the team you were playing against at some point in his lifetime.
And the ref himself didn't say, "No, I can't ref this game. I'm a former player of the team."
I mean, I'm sure the ref was not biased in the game, and Sharktopus in fact lost on their own accord. But I mean, yeah, it's definitely suspect. But I do love the fact that there's a club out there that's partaking in the oldest soccer tournament here in the stateside that happens to name themselves after a highly quality sci-fi made for sci-fi movie.
Absolutely.
Have you ever seen Sharktopus?
I have not.
Oh, shark head, octopus bottom. So it's like,
I've seen
the ocean.
Yeah.
Oh my god, it's like whatever Sharknado. The Sharknado took off, so they started making all these weird shark movies.
Yeah,
on sci-fi. Like, well, people are flocking to see this shit.
All right, well, there you go.
If you want to know what Sharktopus is, go watch it. It's on. I'm sure you can find it somewhere, probably on YouTube for free at this point.
I would think so.
Yep. I can't imagine that movie is behind a paywall.
Could be. You never know.
That would be hysterical if they had a Sharknado FC versus Sharktopus FC. That would be great. I would love to see that, and I would absolutely do a live broadcast of that.
I'd applaud that. By the way, U.S. women down 2-1 with 6 minutes to go, folks. Not good. The women are currently playing like the men used to play recently. It's not good.
Well, you know how the women should start playing.
How they were playing.
They should start playing like the Chicago Fire.
Yes, I watched the game. Not with you, Brett, but basically
in
with
spirit,
you.
Though, in spirit, you watched.
Yeah, I mean, we were only a couple miles apart, but we did watch it together at the same time. And I knew your boys had that thing locked up, and Brian Gutierrez probably got to go on the list of guys that are young and getting a little bit screwed, probably somewhat on his own problem for staying in Chicago, because I think he could play. He extended
his contract under the U22 initiative. So yeah, he got paid a little bit extra cash, but he's stuck here until 2028 unless Chicago sells him. So his market value is sitting at roughly about $5 million. I can see a European team spending that, but my question would be: will Chicago let him go for $5 million?
No, not for $5.
I don't think they will.
He's a 10 to 12. He's a 10 to 12 guy.
He's going to be stuck there for at least another year, at least.
Yep.
He'll be here for the 2026 season, guaranteed.
Anyhow, I congratulated you on the game last night. Good for Greg. Greg, good for you.
Bad for tact.
Yeah, I don't know why You know, it's so funny. I knew Chicago was going to win as soon as Dax McCarty came out and said, I predict Orlando's going to win. I knew Chicago was going to win.
Oh, fuck you, Dax.
Dax is
On what? In what
gets
world?
so many of these picks wrong, dude.
We played Orlando in the season. We beat them like 4-1, something stupid.
Yep. I don't know what he was thinking.
I don't know. I mean, has he just not been watching Chicago the last, handful of games leading into this?
Of course he has. He works for MLS. Of course he has.
I don't. If he's watched Chicago, there's no way he was going to assume that we're going to lose at home. Not going to happen. We don't lose at home. That's the one thing I arguably can say about Chicago this season is we do. Don't get me wrong. There have been some losses at home, sure, but
yeah.
I don't know. Watching the game, it was a lot of fun. Guti was absolutely fucking smooth.
Yep.
And
could add 2 more. Hit the post twice.
Yeah, no. And he should have had at least a brace of assists, but Kuipers couldn't put it away.
Kuipers did. I mean, some of his shots were fucking atrocious.
Uncharacteristic of him, I know, and it hurt. It hurt to watch because we went into halftime 0-0. And I'm like, oh my god, it's gonna happen. Orlando McGuire's gonna have one play, which he almost did actually in that first half. Dean did a fucking save,
McGuire.
but who could be playing over in a championship at this point, but they can't file paperwork in Orlando apparently. But
Portugal dragging the game by bringing in all these subs.
Why wouldn't you?
And
they
got some hurt people as well. This is bad. There are 4 minutes left. All right, what else you got?
So I was gonna say,
you got more Chicago shit?
Briefly.
All right.
You kept cutting me off, so I have to keep pushing it further and further back.
Okay.
But I forgot who it was. If it was McIntyre or somebody, Tannerwell maybe, said that Poach was watching the game for Freeman and Brady. I go, well, damn, you better start watching it for Guti at this point.
He's not going to. It's
okay, you brought this up because somebody else brought this up too because it's too late. I'm like, he's already had three caps under Poach. Poach already knows him. It wouldn't be out of character to call him up.
Already knows him and didn't call him up anytime recently.
He was he was in contention. He wasn't called in though, but yeah.
Yeah, I think that should be
for a good reason because we're still fighting for a playoff spot. However,
Gutierrez.
I don't think he's going to make it. Don't get me wrong. I don't think he's going to make it.
He's not going to make it, but he needs to figure out, like, if there are no scouts, European scouts scouting Brian Gutierrez, I'm just shocked by that. I'm shocked.
Yeah, I fully suspect he's gonna get some looks.
Mm-hmm.
Again, whether or not they're gonna meet what Chicago requires of him, probably not this season, but 2027 season, yeah, he might get sold at some point.
Mm-hmm. Let's see. Luna ghosted last night versus Portland too. He did not have his best game at all.
I was carving the turkey while watching that game on my phone. And it's like at halftime, I was done. I'm like, I'm done watching. It's already like 11:30. I'm going to go to bed.
And Colin and I had sort of this misunderstanding. I said, well, if Luna, which I think he's going to make the team regardless, the US team.
He'd have to shit the bed for the US in upcoming windows.
Yeah.
He is available for the November window now, of course.
Right. But every once in a while, I do watch, and I've watched several of these games this season with RSL, and he just looks like he's out of sorts. And yeah, does that happen to a lot of players? It does. You mean consistency? You're looking for somebody to be good 80% of the time. 2 games out of 10, they're probably not going to have their best game. But when it gets to being like 6 good games and 4 bad ones, when the ratio starts getting too close to 5 out of 5 good ones, 5 bad, then you're kind of like, well, come on. What's going on here? So I'm not saying that's happened yet. I don't think we're at that level. But I've watched enough Luna games this season to know there were a bunch of games I tuned in just for Luna, and Luna didn't show up. Then there were a bunch of games early on. I tuned in, and he was great. So
I'll say I didn't tune into nearly as many games as you tuned into. The smattering of ones that I did, he looked perfectly fine. I thought the first half yesterday, I thought he looked fine. He looked very aggressive.
No, I think he looked fine, but he's the heartbeat of the team, right? He's one of the best Americans in MLS. I think that's fair to say.
That's fair to say, yeah.
So when I tune in, maybe I'm expecting too much, but I expect Luna to be the focal point of the attack for us RSL, and he just hasn't always been, whether that's on his teammates or the setup or the formation or the way they've lined up to play. Sometimes he just doesn't look like, and I'm not blaming it on him. It could be a lot of other things. So
as far as goals and assists are concerned, I'd say I'm pretty sure. I think I checked this a couple weeks back, so I have no idea if it's still accurate. But I think Guti outperformed Luna as far as goals and assists were concerned this year.
Well, don't tell Colin that. He'll take a big poop right on your forehead. All right. I'm just saying it's not all been cherries and pie this year. And I do think if Luna wants to take the next step, I would like to see him move after this World Cup to somebody else, somewhere else. Just like I'd like to see Guti test himself at a higher level.
I think both players have ambitions to test themselves too. It's just whether or not they're going to get out sooner rather than later.
I guess we'll find out, won't we? But yeah, last night's game was certainly not Luna's best game. I didn't think it was horrible, but I came into the game with the expectation that he needed to be the focal point and the fulcrum for that RSL team last night to make a difference and for them to score some goals and win the game. And like I said, whether it was coaching, the setup, the management, the way they were playing, his own teammates, whatever it wasn't very good last night. And they got beat.
I guess splitting hairs. So in 2000, almost 300 minutes, Brian Gutierrez has 11 goals and 4 assists across all play. In almost 2,600 minutes, Luna has 10 goals in 3 minutes. So, I mean, it's not much of a difference.
No,
basically had almost mirror copies of it.
They're pretty close.
Yeah.
And if you're so invested in a player, not willing to criticize them when they have a bad game on occasion, I don't know what to say.
I called Guti out for a stupid red card at the beginning of the season.
Well, I'm talking about Guti or
sure.
Or Luna. You've got to watch when you watch the game, you're going to say, hey, that's not his best game. It just wasn't. It wasn't the Luna I was looking for last night. Now, again, I was looking for some excitement and some spectacular moments, and I just didn't get any. But that doesn't mean I don't understand. That doesn't always happen. Of course it doesn't. From game to game, it's just not going to happen every game. All right, my parents are from...
Real quick. The difference is Luna orchestrating passing. I'm not sure if that's in reference to comparison to Guti, but if you watch Guti with Chicago, he does the exact same thing. He is absolutely one of their focal points when playing. So I don't know. I think both players are great, and I hope they continue to get call-ups, quite frankly.
Yeah. Listen, I'm glad Luna got a 7.1, whatever that was.
Larry, you're going to get banned soon, just so you know.
So
I'm not going to ban you for that, but still, I might.
Luna being a 7.1 last night when I needed him to be an 8.1 for them to win against the team I totally dislike. I need an 8.1 or a 9.1, and I didn't get it. So that's what I was looking for as a fan of the player, as somebody who likes Luna and wants him to succeed. I needed an 8.1 or a 9. I didn't get it last night. A 7, that's a C. All right. This is what? Quoting Luna?
Yeah, this is Luna's decisions on why he chose the United States men's national team.
My parents are from Mexico, but I was born in California. I grew up with Mexican roots, although I lived my whole life in the U.S. It was easy to choose to play for this country because it's given me all the opportunities. Is this a debate? Is somebody having a problem with him playing for the U.S.?
I'm sure any interview he does, somebody's bringing up the question of you had choices between Mexico and the United States. What made you choose the United States? I'm sure it's going to come up until he retires, and maybe if he becomes a pundit or a coach, it's still going to come up.
Well, it's ridiculous.
I agree.
He made his choice. Born here, raised here.
This is the
leave
same.
him alone.
This is the same reasoning though that Pepe chose United States over Mexico in that sense. That he's like, hey, I grew up in this culture of Mexican culture with my family and stuff like that. You know, I grew up watching Mexico, but the United States gave me all my opportunities.
Yeah.
When they came a knocking, I agreed.
Yep.
So I brought that up because we're going to be talking about Chicago. We're going to be talking about Utah. Utah.
Larry says he doesn't belong in USA or Mexico. What the fuck does that mean? What, he belongs in some purgatory? What the fuck? I don't get it, Larry. Larry, I just don't get you sometimes. All right, what else we got? Enough on
Yep.
We got people who in the chat who fucking hate Luna, and we got people who are overly defensive about Luna. I just don't.
Again, as someone who defended Bradley during the Nepo years and stuff like that, I understand people getting defensive about people, especially players they like. So I don't have any problem with that, and I have no problem with people who dislike him.
But I like Luna.
We're all gonna have our opinions on it.
I like Luna. What do I need to defend? All right, go ahead. Do not panic. Do not panic. Cap them now. Cap them now.
Did you?
Italian supporters seem to rate the U20 World Cup top scorer, Benjamin Cremaschi, owing to his rumored eligibility to represent Italy internationally. Oh, bullshit. Fucking bullshit. This is the biggest amount of bullshit I have ever read.
I didn't know Italy was even an option. I just thought it was Argentina in the United States.
His parents are Italian Argentinians.
Oh, fair enough.
Give me a fucking break. No, they do not. And no, he is never going to play. He'd be lucky to play for us.
He could be playing for us.
He'd be lucky to play for us. And now you're now you're telling us he's.
I mean, United States are consistent World Cup contenders, whereas Italy doesn't qualify.
Listen, I don't know this Joshua Reports guy from a hole in the wall, but this is the most ludicrous thing I've read so far, Brett. Thank you.
I don't know if it's necessarily him. I think it's notable Italians. Maybe we'll come to that in just a second. Will be interesting. Will be an interesting season for the young Miami kid on loan at Parma. I thought he was transferred. I didn't think he was on loan.
Well,
is he on loan?
It's on loan now. Call me when he's a regular starter for Parma, and we'll start discussing his eligibility to play for Italy. This is It's the most ludicrous thing I've ever read. Ludicrous.
Gattuso visits Parma. Notable Italians, named listed Italians at Parma for Gattuso to check out. Or perhaps he is there to understand the situation regarding Benja Cremaschi, plays for the US U20s, but is also eligible for the Azzurri.
For a one-time switch. Give me a fucking break. And who wrote this? Is the Italian site?
Yeah.
Azzurri Extra. Again, there are so many of these Italian X accounts that are total fucking garbaggio. Do not read them. They are full of shit. They have been wrong about everything, including this. You can add this to their list of things they're wrong about. Good fucking God. By the way, for the 135 of you here right now, make sure you like, subscribe, and share with your grandma. Thank you for joining us tonight on what is a slow news day in United States men's national team. Okay.
All right. On Yanks Abroad news for this weekend, Gio Reyna could start against Munich this weekend.
Let's hope so. I'm tuning in.
I quote tweeted this saying, "Go, guess I'm watching Gladbach this weekend."
If Polanski's making the point that he's optimistic that both Honorat and Reyna are going to start, great. And then you had a guy comment, no offense to him, he's like, well, that means he'll have to play some defense. Well, shit.
He specified it was, what are we gonna expect, a 6-0 loss? And I go, likely actually, but let's hope for a 6-1 loss and Gio gets either a goal or an assist. And then that broke down to that means he's going to be playing a lot of defensive play. Yes, that's going to be good for him though, quite frankly.
He did it for Forrest. He didn't look out of place when he had to do it for Forrest. What makes you think he can't play any defense?
He didn't find in the 20 or 30 minutes or whatever he got last week. He was checking back in the defense.
Absolutely. So I think we're going to be fine there. Now, could they still get their asses beat? Yes. I don't think it's going to be 6-0. Do I think it could be 3-0? It could be. Mönchengladbach look like relegation fodder so far this season. They really do.
I think they'll pull it around. I think they'll pull it out.
I do too. I agree. I think at some point this will self-correct when they get to place more of the bottom table out there. But until that happens, they're living in a dangerous world, because the more you lose, the more momentum and the weight of losing builds on a team. And then you all start to feel like fucking losers. And when you start to feel like fucking losers, you become losers and you get relegated. So could happen, Brett. It still could happen.
Yeah. All right. So let me see. I'm just scrolling through to verify one thing, because we're talking about Gio. This came up, and I had this huge back and forth with a couple people today about Gio and a certain topic. So I'm going to have you read this and see if you grasp what I did. This is by a Twitter handle of Gelazo, and I have no problem with him. I think 90% of what he says here is perfectly fine.
Mm-hmm.
But I did take one thing he said into question, and had a back and forth with a couple of people about it. Let's see if you pick up on it real quick.
Okay. Gio Reyna, midfielder attacker, 6 foot, age 22. The Funda kid, Gio Reyna. Where did he go? Where did he go? In 2023, a 20-year-old Gio absolutely caught fire, 7 goals, 4 assists, limited minutes for Borussia Dortmund, and 4 goals and 2 assists for the USMNT national team, including man of the match performance in the Nations League final victory against Canada. But also, he broke his leg in that game. Okay, context. Since then, injuries, loans, perceived attitude issues. Fuck that. Who knows? It's been one thing after another. Who is Gio? A potential superstar who's about to bounce back? Maybe. Or a talent whose career was derailed by fuck the attitude things. I'm sorry. There is no proof or evidence. No manager has said dick about his attitude.
Okay, you caught on to it.
Outside of Berhalter. Yes.
Aside from that, the rest of this is perfectly fine.
Perfectly fine. Yes.
But this whole perceived attitude issues. And I had this huge back and forth, and the only thing anybody could bring up was the fact that during the pre-World Cups, he didn't put the effort in, and it pissed Greg off, and you can perceive that as being kind of an attitude issue. And I'm like, okay, well, even if you want to label that as an attitude issue, that's one incident out of the course of a 5-year career so far.
Yeah. And it's never been brought up by any of his managers, who've all said the exact opposite.
Yeah. I mean, even when you had Terzic, who was saying like, "Oh, I don't rate his defensive ability," he could have said, "Hey, he's a dick. I don't like him. He's not going to get played." Or Nuno, who didn't really play him, he was just like, "Hey, he's a talented player. He works really hard at practice. We're going to try to work him in." But he didn't say anything like, "This guy is a prick. He runs his mouth. He sulks in the corner."
And by the way, Brett, managers will say this. Julian Green, on loan at Stuttgart manager, comes out to the press and says, playing with him is like playing with 10 players. He doesn't provide the effort. He didn't give a shit. That player from Chelsea, the young kid that was loaned out to Venlo in Holland, manager comes out and said, guy doesn't put in the effort. Fuck him. I'd rather play with a player who tries and doesn't think he's a fucking superstar. Coaches have mentioned Conrad De La Fuente is a give a not a fuck guy at practice. Coaches will say, they will mention, there are bigger names who have gotten accused of the same thing by their manager publicly. Like, Gio Reyna's not protected by anybody. If he was a dick and an asshole and a complete douche at practice, that would be obvious. His teammates wouldn't like him. But who is his favorite teammates? Holland loves Reyna. Bellingham and Reyna. best of buddies, good friends. So this is all bullshit. It's not about his relationship with his teammates, and it's not about his relationship with managers. It's his injuries.
Yep.
And quite frankly, finding a spot on a really, really good team that has had more veterans on it in the last 3 years that the managers were more comfortable with playing. And so he's had to sit and ride pine. And when he did get his chances, he didn't do that great. So there you go.
He held it out. I mean, during his last season with Dortmund, he didn't do anything spectacular. But then again, if you look at his stats and you watch his play, I mean, he didn't do anything bad. He maintained possession. He dropped it off. He laid it off over here. He wasn't doing very many progressive passes that was going to get him noticed or anything like that. It was very safe play, and we were calling that out. A lot of people were saying, like, "Oh, he was shit. He was shit." I'm like, "Well, no, he didn't play any progressive passes, but he had 9 out of 10 passes completed. He had 2 out of 2 long balls completed. I mean, it was like he played fine. It just wasn't great, and that's what we're expecting from him. We're expecting great, and
good to great, not average. He was an average player.
Because somebody actually brought up GeoGate. Mind you, they call it ReynaGate, which is not true. That's not what it's called. It's called GeoGate.
Mm-hmm.
But I had to specify. I'm like, well, GeoGate was nothing to do with Geo, and it had all to do with Greg in that symposium. And then once that came out, the Reynas put their foot in the mouths, and the only person that came out of GeoGate that with any credibility or that looked fine, I thought was Geo. Because Gio came out and said, "Hey, I thought we handled this already." He had an Instagram too where he's basically like, "I'm not going to talk about this. We handled this. I did this.
I wasn't on my best behavior. Yeah, I fucked up.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm sorry, but I thought this had been handled."
Yeah,
right.
So I mean, I ended all the conversations with saying, "Hey, I'll go out and say, yeah, I agree. He's a prima donna. He walks around the pitch a bit much. I mean, I know somebody, I think it was GGB mentioned he plays like Messi as far as walking around the pitch is concerned. Maybe he took what Messi said. Hey, maybe you don't need to necessarily run around all the place all the time. Sometimes walking to a location is just as good as doing anything else. But we always talk about how he looks languid. He moseys around the pitch, but he's always in a spot to receive a ball or move the ball around. He's not making the 40-yard sprint to open up the lanes in the left or whatever. But I mean, and yeah, he looks like emo little prima donna. But everybody has the opportunity to say shit about him, but nobody says shit about him.
He's on call. He's on right now. He's got to make this season work, and he's got to do something to prove or
100% agree. Yes,
because if he doesn't, he ain't making this World Cup team, and that's a massive loss for him. So he better figure it out. I know he's on a new team; he's getting used to the players, but he's got to figure it out. I'm done making excuses for him.
Hey, he's on a 60-man list, Eric.
He got to figure it out, or I'm done.
That's what
I'm not here to defend him.
He has to adapt as a player. He can't go into playing at Gladbach, playing like he plays at Dortmund, which I would love to see him interconnect and move around the pitch and stuff like that with players. But Gladbach is not Dortmund.
No, they're not.
They aren't, and they never will be. They don't play anywhere near the same style. They don't have the same mentality. But that's not to say that he can't connect and do well. He has to adapt. He has to play a little more aggressively. He has to play a little more defensively. He has to move more. And that's up to him. And if he doesn't do it, I understandably so, Poach won't call him back in.
He's not a luxury player at Gladbach. He's going to have to battle and fight. And if he doesn't, he won't play. Period. Especially based on where they are right now and what they're going to need to do to climb back uphill. So he's either going to be part of the solution, and if he's not part of the solution, he's not going to play, and he's not going to make the World Cup team, and I'm not going to cry about it, honestly. All right, barring a loan transfer, Alex Freeman, Diego Luna, Jack McLean, Matt Turner won't play another competitive match until late February. We'll go get a loan somewhere.
Lies, they're going to play, well, not competitive, I guess, but they'll play Camp Cupcake matches.
Go get a loan. Matt Turner, especially. Go get a loan. I don't care if it's a League One team. Go get a loan at a shitty League One team and play. I don't know.
Will New England want to loan him out for 6 months?
Sure.
Why?
He's already loaned out. He's a loanee.
Well, I thought New England bought him out.
Nope.
Oh, yeah, fuck it.
Let's take another loan somewhere. Surely there was a shitty goalkeeper somewhere in League One and or the championship you could replace for the summer. I don't know.
There's got to be options, yeah.
But he needs to stay busy for sure.
If he's in fact on loan, yeah. I mean, although what is it? Is it Forrest that has him right now? Then
I believe so. I don't think that French thing worked out for him.
He's on loan
at Lyon.
That should have been all seasons. So he's on loan. So he's at Forest.
Yes.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I mean, here's the question. I guess is will Forest even care to loan him out again?
They might as well if he requests it. Why not? He needs to play. And if it's to a League One team, fine. Be it what it may. If it's to a lower table championship team that's suffering in the defense and goalkeeping, do it. Do it. So I'm not worried about Jack McGlynn. He ain't coming to the World Cup. Alex Freeman.
He didn't make the last two. He made the September one. Never mind. I take that back.
Doesn't matter. He's not going to the World Cup. Alex Freeman, I'm not worried about because I don't think he's going to start in the World Cup. And I think if he plays, it'll be like 5 minutes, 10 minutes here.
I feel like if Poch can get over his hate boner for Scally, I'm questioning whether or not Freeman would even be included at that point.
Yeah. Yep. I mean, he will. He'll probably be included, I think, based on what we know. But we'll get to that debate near the end. Yep.
Yeah, I mean they're gonna have games in they'll have games in December, January, and then they'll have preseason. They'll be fine for them. That won't matter. But I mean, they're not. Alex Freeman, Diego Luna, Jack McGlynn, Matt Turner. They're not starters for the U.S. men's national team in a full roster with people who aren't injured.
Yeah, Colin says 5 to 10 minutes. This you ripped off from Tact. I don't know how much you think Tact and I talk or how much of Tact I watch because I don't have a whole lot of time. I have no idea what Tact has said about Freeman. I have no idea what his opinion of Freeman is at all. That's my opinion. I do not think that he's going to play that much in a World Cup. Just my opinion. The only one I'm worried about there is Luna and Turner, because I think those guys have a real shot of probably getting some minutes in a World Cup if, for instance, Freeze goes down injured, which I don't think will happen. But if Matt Turner wants to make the team, he's got to keep playing. And Luna, I'd like to see him keep playing because I think he really is going to make the team. And I do think he will play 10 minutes here and there in the World Cup, maybe. Based on what Poch thinks about Luna. So,
oh yeah, no, I absolutely think Luna will make the roster, and we'll go over this in a sec because I think Edgar even talks about the size of the roster might be increasing for this World Cup. We'll talk about that shortly.
Yep.
But no, I think Luna will be there. He would have to do a lot between now and then to get himself off this roster, quite frankly. I think since that Camp Cupcake of broken nose, scoring a goal, coming back on, then getting subbed off, I think at that point with the big balls, Luna, I think he basically locked himself in for the World Cup.
Oh, Brett, but you're just saying he's on the team because he's got big balls.
That's what Poch is looking for, is the big balls. He's the big balls.
Not that he's a skilled player, Brett. You're diminishing his abilities.
Well, let's listen to Poch himself. He's got some things to say about this team.
All right.
Let's see here. I'm curious.
By the way, Larry Lund is doing pretty good.
Damn.
I went back and watched the current game. Pretty good. Pretty good.
I think, Poach says, Colin says, why do you think your favorites are Poach's favorites? He doesn't agree with you guys.
Which guys?
Yeah, you're going to have to expand upon that.
Yeah. Don't know what you're talking about.
Luna didn't. Luna. When was the last time Luna actually started? Did he start in September window? I don't think he started in the October window.
He didn't start in the Japan game.
Did he start against South Korea?
It's a technicality. He's not a starter. Not when
we never claimed
healthy.
that our preferences are Poach's preferences. We, quite frankly, we were. I was literally sitting there saying, if Poach would get over his hate boner for Scally, he'd be included. My preferences aren't what Poach is saying. We're just saying what we think Poach would do.
No,
a lot of the time.
Most of what we cover is what Poach is gonna do, not what we want. What we want. Oh, what does Derek want? This is what
if Jedi's healthy. If Jedi's healthy, he's starting over Arston. That's already been
without a doubt. Yes.
If Des is healthy, he's starting over Freeman. No
without
doubt.
a doubt. Yes.
Tillman, Pulisic are going to start over Luna. That's no doubt right now. That's already been determined by him.
And he's playing a 3-4-2-1, whether you like it or not. That's probably what we're going to play. So get over it.
I don't mind if Luna starts a match here or there. I don't mind if Tillman starts a match here or there. Let's find out who the best players are. But quite frankly, that's up to Poach to decide. We're just sitting here saying what Poach will likely do.
Yep.
We may be wrong. There may be picking out Poach's 26 or 23 or whatever is borderline impossible because he throws in some curveballs.
Yeah, I don't think anybody knows for sure where Poach stands yet. We don't know yet where he stands on all these players. We'll get better at it, obviously, so we get closer to the World Cup, you would think. But
I'm trying to think of a situation where we've made it, where we've said that where Poach has countered basically what we've said.
Hasn't happened.
Again, if everyone's healthy, that's a tall order. I know if Tillman's injured a lot, it seems like, Jedi is injured a lot, Des is injured a lot, but I'm just saying if everyone's healthy, I think all three of those are starters at this point.
Yeah, no, Luna's not a starter. I don't give a fuck what planet you're on, frankly. If you think Luna is a fucking starter on this team, if Tillman and Pulisic are healthy in a 3-4-2-1, you're living in a fucking dream world because it ain't happening. Luna ain't starting. And I'm done with the discussion. So let's move on to his rant. Let's move on to his rant. Not mine.
Come on, that is not soccer. That is not soccer.
That is not soccer.
That is not soccer. That is not soccer, is what he's saying there.
Soccer is go there all together like in the last 15 minutes.
10, 15
that we
minutes.
start to run and be connected. We didn't talk. That is the example that we didn't talk. Because in the way that we concede, I didn't listen because was dead. The team was dead. Need to talk. You need to say, Shane, hey, come on. Hey, with you, Anderson, left shoulder, right shoulder. That is football. If we want to compete. And we are 1-1 because we have the quality. But now, in 45 minutes, we need to show more quality. Play together. And natural. If you
I heard words in there.
I'm not following it all, but
he's pissed because that wasn't soccer. We need to try harder. We have the quality. We need to show the quality. You need to look over your left shoulder, look over your right shoulder. That's soccer. That's basically what I got from that.
Yeah. By the way, for those of you who are,
can we get some subtitles? I tried.
I know we do need some. By the way, my outburst before this was because we were introducing this. I just thought I'd get us going. Jesus. I don't get that crazy that by basic stuff. I was just introducing our next topic, for crying out loud. All right. So can we play it again?
Yeah, we can play again. Should Luna start over Brenda though?
Yeah.
Yes. I don't know if anybody's gonna make that argument.
So let's play this a chunk at a time here.
All right.
Here, more there, more here, more back. Now, come on, that is not soccer. That is not soccer.
I don't know what's not soccer. I couldn't hear that entire first part.
Yeah, something about here and here.
Let's listen again.
Here, more there, more here, more back. Now, come on, that is not soccer. That is not soccer.
Here, nor there, nor here.
Something like that. Yeah.
Okay. That's not soccer. That's not soccer.
It's not soccer.
Soccer is all there all together like in the last 15 minutes.
Soccer is like
It's
over
like
there
when
in the last
play-
10, 15 minutes.
No, like when we play all together in the last 15 minutes is what he said.
Okay. I didn't hear the play together. But
Okay.
that's
He did say it though.
yeah. Okay.
That we start to run and be connected.
We got to run. We've got to be connected.
No, when we start together, we were connected.
God, that's yeah. Not getting all that.
When we were together, we were connected. Yeah.
didn't talk. That is the example that we didn't talk. Because in the way that we concede.
This is an example because of the way we.
Would you actually got that?
I would hate.
No chance you got that.
No, I think I got it.
All right, I'm going back.
This is an example. Yep.
All right.
That is the example that we didn't talk. Because in the way that we concede, I didn't listen because was dead. Was
All
dead
right.
the team. Was
Okay. And this is an example. And I didn't listen or I didn't acknowledge it because we were dead as a team.
I got that time. You led me. You led me down to the water.
Yeah.
Now I'm drinking. I got it all.
Okay. We're trying.
dead. You need to turn.
You need to turn.
You need to say, Shane, hey, come on.
Come on.
With you, Anderson, left shoulder, right shoulder.
Left shoulder, right shoulder.
Oh, you're both basically saying we need to start talking to each other.
Communicate.
And say,
Hey,
yeah, left
left
shoulder,
shoulder, go
right
right shoulder.
shoulder.
Now you're-
Yeah.
I'm there
Okay.
now.
You need to be communicating. Hey, let your left shoulder is vulnerable. Your right shoulder vulnerable. Yeah. Okay.
Do you think every team, every player on the team got like an
No.
audio book of
No,
coach
they did
reading something like I don't know, something that has some form of conflict that he can actually sit there and yell at?
Nope.
And you're saying like, oh, I understand Poach now. I understand.
I know if I were a player sitting here listening to this rant, I probably would not have understood because you only get it once. That's it.
Yeah.
You're not going to go watch the video. You know he's upset.
They're just sitting back. They're sitting back there going like, did you understand that? No? Okay. Me neither.
Unless, in fact, they already understand what the problem is, and that gives them context, because we're not really get to see the play he's talking about. This is probably the play where we got totally like chewed up because we weren't playing like a team defensively. Oh my God, I just
I'm about to die. I got 911 on a call.
I inhaled my own spit.
That will
Lovely.
happen.
All right, keep going.
That is football.
That's football.
If we want to compete. And we are 1-1 because we have the quality. But now, in 45 minutes, we need to show more quality.
That's football. We need to compete. We have the quality. Now we need to show next 45 minutes so we have the quality. Or we need to show more quality.
Yep. Okay. No, I
Play
get it.
together.
Play together.
And natural. If you hear more.
Play together. I didn't catch the last part. Play together.
It's natural.
Is natural?
Yep.
Interesting. Okay.
There we go.
That's a post breakdown right there.
If everybody thinks that's really easy to understand, I think you're wrong. I mean, the guy's yelling at the top of his lungs, and if I did that speaking without an accent here, it would be hard to understand me sometimes too.
But I mean, here's the thing too. Obviously, not his first language, not his native language, and he's trying to find the words as he's yelling at the top of his lungs because he's pissed off. And I will say this much, and there's one thing I like about Jesse when shit hit the fan and everything, like he's communicating to his players in the locker room. He had that fire in his voice, and he was like laying in, like, you guys need to play better than this, blah blah blah, etc. etc. That's what I'm getting from here. Is like, hey, you guys fucked around for the first 45 minutes. We have more quality than this. We need to do better the next 45 minutes. I mean, I like the intensity of it.
I do like the intensity.
I just wish I understood more of it.
Yep. Brian, this is a truest comment in the comments recently. Norwich is trash. They certainly are. I cannot believe I wasted a whole hour and a half, 2 hours of my day.
After the September window, I stopped watching Norwich. I'm telling you, and that has nothing to do with Norwich itself. But I'm just like, I have other players I need to watch on the limited games I'm watching. I can't keep devoting my time to Sargent.
You know whose game was better in that game?
Ajiman.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he did on his assist. He did a really good job of as far as fighting through the physical.
Yes,
play.
he did.
It was nice to see.
Yes, he did. And here's the other thing. This is not devalue. This is where tact and I are going to completely disagree. This is not devalue the championship. Certain players are made for certain leagues. And we said it when Ajiman went to Derby. I said it on this show. He'll be perfect for the championship.
I just didn't think that they were going to place a bid for him. $8 million seems a bit high. What I expected.
Once he left, I said he'll be fine.
Oh yeah.
He's going to score. He's going to get some assists. He'll be fine in the championship. And I laid out why at the time. Is he U.S. men's national team quality? Absolutely not. But he's been fine. And Josh Sargent, by the way, sabotaged himself. He knew losing Sainz and other players on the team,
predominantly just Sainz, so yeah,
but mostly Sainz going into this season meant that Norwich are going to be garbage. We're going to be crap. That he was going to be re-signing, or continuing to play, I should say, at this team that was going to be getting worse, not better. And he decided to stay in here for family reasons. So I don't put that against him. But I mean, at what point do you look at your career and go, my career is going to help my family? And the better I play and the better teams I play with in the Bundesliga, for instance, I'm going to make more money and thus have more money to provide to my children. I'm thinking he's also thinking I can just go back to MLS and they'll sign me for $3 million a year. So
that still could be the case. Here's what I would have said if it was me. And I was Sargent. Wife comes up and says, "Hey, I don't really want to leave. I'm about to pop. And I don't want to be moving in transition and trying to find, a new doctor and this late in the game." And I would have been like, "Babe, stay at our current flat right now. I'm going to fly your mom out here. I'm going to Germany. And then when you have the baby, we'll all move over."
That's
$2.2 million, babe. Just for signing with Wolfsburg, right?
Yes.
Yeah. $2.2 million into my pockets just by making this move, plus a higher salary than what I'm making.
Plus
playing in a better league. It's going to better my career. I'm going to get called into more national team games. Go to the World Cup, make more money there. Life will be easy. Just accept the fact that
extremely great chance to become a Bundesliga star and then get signed to even a bigger team after that.
Tony says divorce.
So, listen, I respect their decision as a couple, but I think in the end, this is coming right back right now. He hasn't scored in 6 games. This is biting Josh Sargent in the ass as we speak. He cannot score anymore. The team plays like utter garbage. The team is crap. He stayed on for this. If they can survive relegation, that's going to be an accomplishment at this point.
Josh is sitting there in the flat, obviously, Prego wife, and sitting there going after another loss and not scoring a goal, going, "Man, if we made that transfer to Wolfsburg, I could have got that $2.2 million. I could have bought that new Switch."
Brian says, "Yeah, Wolfsburg is trash too. They're not great. But you know what? Would have been a good move for him. It really would have been. Which dumpster fire is worse? Yeah. Norwich. They're not even in a top league. They're second division.
Hey, Gladbach is 1 win away from being above Wolfsburg.
Wolfsburg is not going to get they're not getting relegated. I'm sorry. Too early in the season to say that. So they're going to survive more than likely. I'm more worried about Gladbach, honestly, than I am Wolfsburg. They'll be fine in the end.
I think Gladbach will find their feet as well. Quite frankly,
yeah, probably.
I think they have enough talent. I think it'll be fine. They're just shit in the bed this early, and they're going to make life difficult moving forward. But again, one win projects them out of relegation, and they're going to be another win away from being mid-table, assuming results, of course. But it only takes a couple of wins at this early stage for Gladbach or Wolfsburg to right the ship.
To go from like 18th to 12th in 2 weeks. Yeah. Julian Vivas, $4.99. Did you guys see the video from Tact? He predicted McKennie, Brendan, and Sargent will be back in MLS after the World Cup. What's up with that mentality? I don't know about the mentality. I don't think they I think it would be very sad if that's what McKennie does.
Well, McKennie will be 27, 28 by that point. 27, I think. Maybe 20. I don't know. Ranging that range. 27, 28. He'll be on his final potential contract in Europe, most likely. But the big question is, at that point, I mean, MLS is going to come and knock, and they're going to offer a hefty fucking sum for him. And he might just opt to take the money. Brennan might not have any viable options in Europe. And again, MLS will pay out the wazoo for both, or for all of them, all three of them.
Nah, I don't think all of them. They'll pay out of the wazoo for Sargent. He's going to score goals regardless in MLS. McKennie, they will pay out of the wazoo. He's a character. He's a good player, high-quality player. Brendan, if you think a team in MLS is going to cough up 10 to 15 million for Brendan,
might bring him back home.
That's a lot of money for a guy who doesn't score goals or provide assists.
Brendan's contract like? Hold on. Brendan.
Oh, they paid $30 million for Brendan Aronson.
That's not what I'm asking. That's not what I'm asking.
I know, but they're going to want something in return. There's no way they're taking any less than 10 to 15 million for Brendan.
Well, I agree with you on that front. Leeds have him through the 2027 season, so they have him for what? One more year after this, basically, unless they extend. So they have him through the 26-27 year season.
Yeah, so I would. If I'm an MLS team, I am not paying 10 to 15 million for Brendan Aronson. I'm not doing it.
I personally wouldn't. I don't think you'd get your money back.
No way. Well, Leeds ain't getting their money back either.
I don't think that many people are going to be buying season tickets at Philly that aren't already buying because Brendo's back. And
I don't think he's going to make that big of a difference on my team because he's not a goal scorer and he's not an assist maker. He just doesn't make a difference in the final third. He's just really good at running around and doing a lot of active defending, stealing, closing down lanes. Those are all important things, but that's not $15 million. I'm not spending that. I want a guy who's a known quantity. What Colorado did with his brother, that didn't work out very well, did it?
He scored a goal. I'm not lying. Sure. He did score a goal.
He scored a goal. Yes.
A goal. I don't know what happened there, man. I mean,
horrible move. Worst move of his career.
It's got to really beg the question of Eredivisie versus MLS in that front, though, because I mean he was lock starter and key contributor to Utrecht.
Yes, it does draw a stark contrast, doesn't it? He was a star on Utrecht, who are now playing in the second Europa League, right? He could be there now, I guess, if things could have been worked out. And now he's on an MLS team that can't make the playoffs, and he's really wasn't that big of a contributor when he got here. I don't know. You tell me what that tells you. It tells me there are 4 good teams in the fucking Eredivisie. 4. Mm-hmm. Ajax, PSV, Feyenoord, and I'm missing one. But anyhow, they're 4. That's it. Miguel Ortiz, $4.99. Aze, thank you. Miguel says $4.99. Did you think that the Joe Scally donut situation is similar to the Miazga kicking Greg's dog incident? We will never know.
In the sense that Edgar has pulled a straight red card?
Yeah.
It's possible.
Yeah. But I will say this. If we're going to play 3 in the back, that could be the main and major reason Scally's not going to be called up to this team. Because he's not a traditional wingback. He's a right back. He can play left back, but
here's the interesting thing, though. He's showing that he can play wingback
for 1 game.
2 games.
Kind of. 1 game he was good at it, and the second game not so good.
No. He had a good game, and then he scored, or he got a brace of assists the second game.
Okay, I don't care what order you put him in there. It's
a
still
third game
an average game and a good game.
I think the average game is maybe the 3rd game or whatever he's done this in, because he had a good game and then he got a brace of assists.
And then they went back to a back 4.
Okay, sure. Well, that's up to the coach at that point.
Yeah.
I think if we're looking at a back 3, and I had to sit there and choose, well, we'll go over this, of course.
We shouldn't do it now.
5,
yeah.
5. Well, we got a couple things covered before. Not too far off, actually, but we had to go over like 5. We'll do it here very, very soon.
Yeah.
We had to sit there and go like, well, we got to pick up 5, maybe 6 center backs. Could you consider a roster that may have 5 or 6 center backs that doesn't include Scout? No, to you, not Poach.
No.
Could you pick 6 center backs?
No.
That'd be better than having Scally as one of your options.
No.
That's
I would include Scally as one of my center back options.
And he's versatile enough to play as a wing back if you have 3 good center backs and your wing back's injured, which is why I was saying if
you change formation.
If Coach got over his hate boner of Scally, I really think that it's a possibility that Freeman might not be included at that point.
How bad were these donuts that he did?
Yeah.
The obvious rumor being that Arson was thrown off of the cart, right? In one of these donuts. So
that might be more the Miazga kicking the dog situation than the actual the leak of donuts.
Yep. And we won't ever know. Someday it will come out that this was true.
Just like the Matt Miazga kicking the dog, that might come out as true.
It won't. That is not true, people. Now, however, the Brooks blow up. That's true. We can tell you that is true. That blow up at what game was that? Honduras, I think, away. Yeah. That blow up in the locker room when he was pulled, that's a fact, Jack. Too many people have relayed that information to us for it not to be true. And they're all believable people. All right. I'm going to let you read this because I got to go pee. I guess I'm getting old. We're to the point where now I'm peeing mid-show.
Yeah. Well,
right.
That'll happen. I mean, it just depends on the rest of your day. If you've been drinking a lot of fluids and you come to the show, that'll happen.
I don't know. I'll be back.
So in reference to Tack's comment about the pep talks, meetings, and the difference between Poach and Poach isn't trying to be the cool cringe uncle. Soccer Dad and Callie says the next U.S. Men's national team manager was always going to be very different demeanor and attitude of Berhalter, just like Berhalter was different than Reyna and Klinsmann to Bradley. The U.S. Men's national team player pool needed a kick in the pants. This is the type of manager they hired. I will say I don't think there's a huge difference between Klinsmann and Bradley as far as the demeanor was concerned. I think both were kind of sticklers. They had different mentalities as far as how to play the team and different. Poach. Klinsmann was all over the board up until the World Cup, and at which point he kind of conformed. Rena's got a different personality from Klinsmann and Bradley, quite frankly. So now that was the talking point that Adams had after Berhalter got shit canned. He's like, we need to get a coach in here that's going to kick us in the pants. Well, we're there. We had some growing pains for certain. Now, whether or not Poach has finally found the winning recipe here by how his play is concerned and who he's calling in, we'll see. see here. Wait till Derek, because I hear him. Hey, Derek. Do you think there was a different demeanor and attitude compared to, say, Bradley to Klinsmann?
Brett, can you hear me?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes. Apparently, I just yanked my headphones straight out of my mic.
The little bit here, I'm going to reread this just so that I can get your take on this. But the next U.S. Men's National Team manager was always going to be very different demeanor and attitude to Berhalter, just like Berhalter was different than Arena Klinsmann and Klinsmann to Bradley. Do you think the demeanor and attitude was vastly different between Bradley to Klinsmann?
Not really. I
don't think it was that different. They had a different approach to the game. I mean, Bradley had an idea of how he wanted to play, and Klinsmann was all over the place up until the World
demeanor.
Cup. But I think they had very similar demeanors. I think they're both sticklers, quite frankly.
Yeah, I'd say so. Arena Klinsmann, that's a bigger difference. But at that point in Arena's career, not that vastly different. Arena's a bombastic person. He's Arena
would have questioned Klinsmann as a manager, saying, "Hey, why are you even the U.S. manager?"
Arena's closer to me, and what I do on the show.
Yeah.
Klinsmann and Bradley are not. So, but Arena he's a player coach. He connects with the players pretty closely. Klinsmann's very distant and cold, and Bob Bradley is closer to that with Klinsmann. He is not
you might say almost robotic.
He's a little robotic. Both were. Yeah.
Well, there was a reason why Bradley had a nickname of RoboBob. Of course, he looks like a RoboCop. Of course.
I mean, you talk to the former players, most of them have good things to say about Bruce. Very distant and not so good with Klinsmann. And then Bradley also kind of like kind of a distant character. You talk to Herc or you talk to Jimmy. There were moments where they felt that Bradley was always kind of at a slight arm's length. And same with Klinsmann. Bruce, jovial guy. Kind of a Santa Claus as coach.
Yeah.
But a very man-to-man kind of guy. Very different.
Larry says, Larry is told he hates Whitey. Not true. Larry, I want you to say one nice thing about Whitey. No, but for $2, Larry, just say 2 Vikings going down to 2 Bundesliga, Scally and Joey or Gio.
Nope.
I don't think it's going to happen. I think they're going to right the ship before too long. I think Gladbach have enough talent that they shouldn't be languishing at the bottom of the Bundesliga. But anything's possible.
It is possible that one of the two of them ends up in that third spot where they have to, third to the bottom, have to go play a Bundesliga 2 team over 2 games to decide who gets to go up or go down or stay the same. It is possible. And I think it is possible that Gladbach, as I said to Brett earlier, get stuck in a cycle of losing. But they should get Kleindienst back soon. And if he's back and playing at the level he used to play at some point in the season, Gladbach should be okay. And I think the same would go otherwise. So I think they'll both be fine.
I asked Larry to say one nice thing prediction. I asked Larry to say one nice thing about White, and he says Maloney has a huge dick.
I mean, the only evidence we have of that is your date with him in Berlin a year ago, Larry. And that's the information you were able to deliver to us after that. So we appreciate the info. I don't know if that's going to help him play better. So it wasn't a It's just a hookup.
Yeah.
All right.
One-time Tinder swipe, you know?
Yeah, absolutely.
Or Grinder, I guess. But
so, Brett, what do you think of this? 28 to 30 players are likely to happen for 2026.
I feel like that would have been announced by now.
I feel like they're dragging their feet on this.
Do you think they're gonna like last second before the World Cup just go, yep, rosters can be 28 to 30 or 30, whatever, whatever it is?
I mean, we've seen weird shit happen from FIFA before.
It's true.
But I think it'd be more likely to be 25 than 28.
I'm thinking it's 20. If they do anything, they'll keep it at 26 instead of going to 25.
Or 26, I meant, not 25. My
bad.
bad. Yeah, 26, I think makes more sense because that's where they were before. And that's what we're going to do tonight is 26 when we pick. We think the most likely roster for Pochettino.
Jorge Castillo says Edgar told me UEFA was the one pushing for this.
I mean, I'm not sure why, because once you get to the 28th, 29th, and 30th player, what?
I mean, I guess what that offers is instead of being methodical and saying, well, this player compared to this player are pretty even. They bring different things, but this player is versatile and can play this position, so we're going to bring him over this person. I guess what that does is it grants you the opportunity to bring a wider variety of skill sets, so that way in the middle of play, you could sit there and say, well, we really could have used this guy, but he wasn't called in because our rosters were only 23 or 26. I don't know. That's speculating, of course, and that only benefits the top teams. Because I mean, even when you look at the U.S., when you sit there and go like 26-man roster, okay, well, how many people are really being left off that you might utilize at that point?
Right. 10-11. Let's be careful. I'm not sure where you're going with the Jews got to go comment, but that's not something we want to do here. You got a problem with Israeli politics. Happy for you to have that opinion, but let's not do that in our comment section.
Do that. I was say it's like whoa.
No,
really close there.
Do not do that in their comment section. All right. Probable formation 3-4-2-1.
I think it's safe to say.
Yep. Hey, we don't want to be banned on this show because of stuff in our comment section or have a problem with YouTube. So don't go there. All right. Goalkeepers.
Hold on. You asked me to be able to mark shit off, so I've got to pull stuff differently.
By the way, Jeff Agus, former guest on our show, 2011. It's true story. All right.
Okay.
Yeah, don't get us banned. Thank you.
Let's start from the bottom and work our way up.
Stefan had a shot, was injured. You got to cross that to do it out.
And I'm not saying that he couldn't be included, but we're only a couple of camps away, and man, he just missed all of the opportunities.
He did.
I think he's out.
I think that did it in. Celentano, one look, didn't get the. Yeah, he's gone.
No chance.
Horvath, I think.
Mark Horvath off too.
Yep. All right, now we're really down to the last nitty gritty here. Freeze and Turner, I think, are in. Right? Question is Brady, Schulte, coaching. I like Brady. I like what I saw last night.
Mm-hmm. His distribution's definitely improved over the season.
I don't think this really matters as much. So if you flip a coin, I'll take whoever you pick, Brett.
I don't think coaching's going to be included, to tell you the truth.
Yeah, I agree.
He's just not playing. So
right.
unless you're going to bring your third goalkeeper on a prospect, which doesn't seem like something that Poch does.
Yeah,
it'd be Brady or Schulte. I mean,
coaching's a field trip. If you bring him, it's a field trip. He's not going to play. He's just there to see what's going on. I wouldn't complain if he was brought as third goalkeeper because he ain't playing. But bring him.
Schulte has more experience under coaching or Poch, quite frankly.
Yeah,
I'm assuming it's going to be Schulte.
I'd rather have Brady, but okay.
I agree. I mean, personally, I'm biased, of course. So I'm not. I'm going to play and say, yeah, I want Brady. Fucking A. But
yeah, I'd rather have Brady. But I think Stefan got, unfortunately for him, he would have been the guy. I think that would have got
100% agree. Yeah, I think
he was gonna get time. He was, and then he got injured both camps. And that fucked him because now it's almost too late based on what Poch is saying. He's done experimenting and bringing in, new fresh faces. So sadly for Stefan, I think that means it's over. So I would have liked to have seen Stefan, frankly, because I think earlier in the Colorado season, he was having a good season.
Yeah.
And then he had a good season in whatever that tournament was, Leagues Cup or whatever the fuck it was. And yeah.
I think as a whole, I think Stefan was only available on one window. The rest of the windows he was called in, he got injured and they had to ship him out.
Both times.
I think it's too fucking late at this point for Poch.
Yep, it is.
Freeze has it nailed down. I think Turner's the backup because he's the second most played goalkeeper under Poch.
Played in the World Cup already.
And I think Schulte's third under him at that point.
I'd agree.
And again, I'm biased, and I'd prefer Brady to be there just to get the experience. And I quite frankly, if it came down to a third goalkeeper, I'd feel just as comfortable with Brady as I would with Schulte. But again, I'm biased, and I'm a Fire fan. So,
right. 1011 says, "Why is EPB on this list?" I don't know. Ask Larry. Ask Larry why he's on this list. Because
he was a contender. He was getting some minutes at the beginning of the season.
So, Larry, I'm not taking pleasure in saying that EPB is not playing, but he's not playing. That's just a fact, Jack. He didn't play today. He hasn't played the last two league games. He's rode Pine for Panathinaikos. I think he's done, and he's certainly off our list.
Just pulling out. Yeah, I'm going to mark him off here a second. I just want to pull up the current season for EPB and take a look at that real quick. I did see that he wasn't played. Just recently.
Jack Pineda says, "What about me, Derek? What about you, Jack? What did I miss something?
Maybe.
Let me know, Jack, if I missed something. But I think EPB's off the list. He's done. He's not a starter again.
It's strange that he's missed. He's been a consistent starter up until the last three matches.
Correct.
Strange. No, I agree. I don't think he's even a contender at this point. I don't even know if Poch knows his name.
I don't even know if Poch knows he exists, frankly. Trusty, mark him off. He hasn't played for Celtic in so long. He was on the bench today, still didn't play. The other guy, whatever his name is, I forgot his name, Scales. Yeah, it's CCV and Scales. Trusty not playing.
I don't watch SPL at all. I don't care. I'm sorry, CCV. I'm sorry, Trusty, but I can't be bothered.
Blackman, I think he got his tries. Nah. Didn't get
I thought first game was suspect. I thought second game he showed more what he could do. But yeah, I don't think he's a contender for the 5 or 6 that we're going to look at. No, here's the big question: are we looking at a 28-man roster? Or are we going to go 26?
26.
Okay.
So Blackman's got to go because guess who replaced him on the next roster? Miles Robinson. Mm-hmm. So no. Next elimination, Campbell. I know that Poch knows who he is, but he's not playing center back. He's playing as a fullback at his team at West Brom, and I think that's not going to translate. So got to mark him out.
I just don't know necessarily if Poch really considers championship a viable,
translatable. Yeah,
he was really suspect on calling players up from there.
Yep,
seems like.
So
I know Haji got his call. I know Sarge got his call, but at those points, both players at the point when it comes to depth, you have to at that point,
Yeah,
so,
I think if you're
George hasn't got a call up at all, so I don't think it's going to happen.
No, it's too late. And with there being probably 6 center backs going to be called up, would be my guess.
So let's do the guarantees here. Ream, Richards. I mean, I would like to think McKenzie.
Yes.
I thought Miles played well in the last match. Well enough. I mean, I don't
well
think
enough.
Really wrong. I don't think he did anything wrong.
He was fine.
Yeah. Is Zimmerman healthy at this point? Because he hasn't been called in the last 2 windows.
I am going to say, out of this, we got to eliminate one more. I'm going to probably go with Zimmerman or Banks. It's either one of those two. But Banks is now a starter at Augsburg. We'll see how long that lasts.
Here's what I would say. Go that, and you go.
You could. You
That's what I would say.
could. You could.
I would feel 100 times more confident with Scally over CCV. I've yet to see CCV play well for us. I mean, I know somebody's going to pull out one game out of their hat. And I know there's I guess it was the Iran game, I guess in the last World Cup. It was always the go-to for people. Like, oh, he played well against Iran. I'm like, I forgot he even played against Iran. But he did.
So, that's you and I. We'll have to erase that because I don't think that's going to happen. I don't think Scally, whatever the deal is with Scally, it's deep.
And I'm hoping,
unless we see him in
hatchet. That's all I got to say. There's no reason not to call him up. I mean, he's a consistent starter in the Bundesliga.
If we see him in November, we can change our minds. But right now, these are my 6. Our 6.
I mean, everybody else on the list, I agree. I would just say Scally, but I guess we have to wait to see what Poch does.
We have to, because we're making the realistic lineup.
Yeah.
Not a fairy tale one. And
I put my fairy tale in there. I put my fairy tale and said, hey, Scally over CCD.
Exactly. And it's fine that we do that on occasion, throw it in there. But I don't see any allowable redemption for Scally at this point with Poch. It seems almost personal. So, really does. All right. So that was our CBs. Now next, the wing backs. And by the way, we are playing a 3-4-2-1. So these got to be wing backs, not just fullbacks. Although it'd be nice if you had a good blend. Jedi and Dester, obviously, in. We only need. I think we only need 4 of these.
So I don't think Musa is going to be listed as a wing back option.
He played for wing back, however, for Poch.
Yeah, that's true.
Every time he's played for Poch, he's played wing back.
I just think if he's going to be considered a player, I think he's going to be considered more in the midfield than anything. Because I think Arsene, I think Arsen's going to be there.
Yep.
I don't think Wiley.
Weah's going to be there.
Weah's going to be up higher though. He might play wing back.
He's already played with. Yeah, he's played wing back already. So
once under Poch.
Doesn't matter. I mean, Poch has said this is what he's going forward with. That means Weah's a wing back.
The roster, yes. He didn't necessarily specify that the starting 11 is going to be how they're going to play.
So if he plays in the 10 spot, he's taking Tillman's spot, and I don't think that's happening.
Assuming they're healthy.
They're 2 double 10s up top behind the center forward. I don't think Weah is really a 10. He's a wing back or a winger or a left back or a right back, but he's not a fucking 10. But you keep him anyhow. You certainly want him as a wing back option.
If that's the case, and I'm marking him, yes.
Then we're done. Because Fossey ain't coming. Freeman ain't coming. Well, that's the other question. If we're really down to 4, somebody's got to go. And it ain't Weah. I think Weah is on this team. But if Jedi and Dest are healthy, Freeman's got to go.
So now here's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking Weah gets included with the wingers and strikers, but then he's a viable option as a wingback player. I think that's how the roster is going to be labeled. So I honestly think if I have to go with what Poch is going to do, I mean, until Poch calls in Skelly, I'm marking him off because that's unfortunate.
Yep.
But so
you're taking
him
5.
Off. I'm marking Musa, and then Freeman will be included. Is what I think Poch will do unless Scally gets included here.
My personal feeling is Freeman gets left off.
I don't think. I just think that I think Weah is going to be listed as a striker, and then he'll play as a wing back at times.
There's no way.
Because you got to remember, Jedi and Dest are going to be our guaranteed starters if they're healthy.
True.
Yeah, I just think I think if Weah is going to get us any form of playing time or a call or whatever, I think it's going to be up higher.
I don't think so. I don't, because I think Tillman takes a spot because we're not playing wings anymore behind the center forward. The wing spots.
You also have to remember the depth options at that point. I mean, here's the question: are we going to leave off Freeman and include Weah, but then have Brendo up top? Because Weah is not going to play up higher.
No, we're not. And I'll tell you why. My point is also that McKennie could play right wing back if he has to as well. So could Musa. There's no point. Are you really going to take Freeman over Musa? In the end, if you're Poach, you're really going to take Freeman over Musa. And if you're Poach, no.
I don't. I mean, here's.
I just think Freeman's
out.
out.
I think Poach will bring Freeman over Musa. Yes.
Well,
here's why. First off, when was the last time Musa hasn't been really played? He's been called in, obviously not for the Gold Cup. Has to be left off. Hasn't been called in since. Last time he played was the Nations League. Prior to that, he's had maybe like one decent game under Poach.
I understand all those arguments.
I'm just saying I don't see. I think Poach is going to have recency bias in this front, and I think Freeman has offered more under Poach.
I don't think too many wingback options for me. But if you want to stick to 5, I'll move on, and we'll move on. But I think Freeman gets struck off this club.
I think Freeman will be there, and I think Weah is going to be listed as a winger / striker.
We're going to have to count all this up and eliminate someone at the end. You know that.
Well, that's a great point. Hold on.
We are going to have to count all these up, and someone's going to have to go.
I've already removed. Here we go. I think I got a pin right here.
So 3 goalkeepers.
3 goalkeepers. We had 6
center backs and 5 wing backs.
Okay.
All right. So we'll keep track of that.
I got it marked.
All right. We'll move on. See what midfield is massive.
Okay.
All right. McKennie, yes.
Guaranteed.
Adams, yes.
Adams guaranteed.
Busio, 2nd Division, Italy, gone. No. Cardoso, god damn it. Questions.
Still questions.
Sand's got to be gone. He got a shot, didn't make a dent. Oh, boy.
Torrey, McGlynn, Berhalter.
Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's 7.
For what? Ultimately 2 positions?
Yeah, that's a lot.
Morris is going to be gone. I would like to say, well, if I had to pick 2 here, it's going to be Tessman and Roldan, because I think Cardoso is going to be habitually injured.
Probably, but if he's not, which is what we got to do this based on.
Here's the thing. Under Poach, let's say by 2026 World Cup, Cardoso is healthy. But for the February and March window or whatever those 2 windows are we have outside of Camp Cupcake, he's injured or can't play for you. Are you calling in Cardoso?
I think if he's playing regularly for Atletico Madrid, I would have to say yes.
Has he gotten a single minute under Poach?
Yes, and he wasn't good.
Minimum? Like
no, I mean he fucked up.
The 3 Gold Cup friendlies and maybe a little prior to that.
He had some issues. Let's just say that. He gave away the ball in the back. I still don't think that Poach is giving up on Cardoso. I do think even though here's the thing, in the clue in the interview with Poch when he was talking about Roldan being this every player, he said it doesn't mean he's going to make the World Cup team, but he's a great player.
Sure.
I think that gives you a little sense that he might not make this team.
Well, he could be on the bubble. Yes, I agree. So I think Roldan's going to be included, not necessarily in November window, because I think Seattle's going to continue to be in the playoffs at that point. But I think he'll be included maybe in the February window.
So you're getting rid of Aronson?
I got rid of Brandon. Yes.
You know what? I wouldn't hurt my feelings that much if you did that. But I do think him making the inference that Roldan has not made the World Cup team yet means that he hasn't made the team yet.
Sure. But if we had to go out on a limb, I mean, I know Brendan's got a track record with Poch being called in quite a bit.
But he's not really, as you say, one of those midfielders. That kind of midfielder.
Yeah. Again, he'd be more of a replacement for one of the 10s.
And he's not good at that, so I'm happy. I can live with this.
So if I have to pick 4.
We're going 5.
2. You want to go with 5?
Yep.
All right, well.
If we have to eliminate...
This may be where the chopping block gets taken care of here.
It could be, but I think you got to at least take 5 because McKennie can play multiple positions as well. Right?
True. Hold on, I'm just writing around Roldan and Cardoso's.
You can play McKennie at right back, left back, center midfielder, center, one of the 10s. So, 10s. Here are the 10s. In the 3-4-2-1, going to need 3 or 4, you would guess?
I would assume 4.
Right now, I'm taking
no.
Zendejas.
As it stands right now, this is what I would suspect.
Yep, and Reyna out.
Reyna would have to prove something over the next couple months and get a call up in February and show up for that to even possibly contend with Zendejas or Luna at that point.
Yep. So those are the 4.
In Poch's eye, yes, that's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, in Poch's eye, these are the 4 right now for sure.
I think it's pretty much a guarantee at this point.
Yep. Reyna would have to have sparkles come out of his asshole while he plays.
All right,
what do we got left?
4 wingers, strikers.
How many spots we got left?
Balogun.
No, how many players are we up to?
Oh, okay, one sec. Let's see here. 10, 20. We're up to 27, Derek.
We're in trouble. We are in trouble for 26. Big time. We're going to have to start cutting. Kepi, Balogun, right. Everybody else.
I'm thinking 3 strikers there. And I think that's a guarantee. I think the 4 wingers are guarantees. I'm going to go ahead and mark off. I'm going to go mark off Roldan. This is maybe even fairy tale-ish of us to assume that Cardoso would get called up despite the fact he hasn't really performed for Pochettino.
And he's injured.
I'm going to go ahead and mark him off. That takes
right now. 4. But we're trying to predict the World Cup 7 months, 8 months going in, right?
Yep. So 5 wingbacks. I think that's the next place we get a hit up on.
Can you put it back up?
Not really. I actually got rid of all that shit.
Oh fuck.
Well, I mean, we had Jedi, we had Dest, we had Weah.
Freeman's got to go.
We'll mark Freeman off. That takes us down to 4. Okay, so let's see here.
Now how many do we have?
12, 15, 18. Was that right? Hold on one sec. 10, 18, 21, 24. That moves.
John, you're not wrong to say Cardoso's never played good for us. You're right. Cardoso's not going no way. You could be right.
You know what? I take that back. Hold on. So we had 3, 6, 5, 4, and 3. That's 10, 16, 20, 26. Actually, we don't have to remove anybody. I
Okay.
miscounted horribly. I don't even know how I did that.
So we shouldn't have eliminated those slides that we had up because we knew we would have to go back and start crossing some more off.
But we
So
don't. I just said that. So we had 3 center back. We have 3 goalkeepers, 6 center backs, 5 wing backs, 5 center mids, 4 wingers, 3 strikers. So 5 and 5 is 10, 16 for the center back, 4 for the wingers, that's 20, then 3 and 3, so that's 26.
But now we can't go back and say who they are. So that's kind of...
Yeah, you'll just have to rewatch our show, guys.
Yes, rewind.
We probably could actually do it off the top of our heads, to tell you the truth.
Yeah, we could. Goalkeepers, Freeze, Turner, Schulte.
Schulte. Yep.
Center backs, CCV,
Ream,
Ream, Richards, McKenzie, Banks,
and Miles Robinson.
and Miles Robinson.
Wingbacks were Dest, Weah, Jedi, and West Jedi.
Did we
And
say
Freeman.
Freeman?
Yeah.
Midfielders, Tessman, McKenzie, Adams, Cardoso. How many do we have? 5?
5. You had 5.
Who are we missing?
It was Tessman, Roldan, Cardoso, McKinney, and Adams.
Okay.
Wingers were
Tens.
Pulisic, Luna,
Nope,
Tillman,
10s, not wingers anymore.
whatever. Same difference.
No, inverted wingers, I guess. Whatever.
Doesn't matter.
Brett.
We had Luna, Pulisic, Tillman,
Zendejas.
Zendejas. Yes, thank you. And strikers were Haji, Ballo, and Pepe.
Yep, I think that's pretty good. We probably should post that up somewhere. Make a fucking lineup.
We'll just snip this segment out and post it.
All right.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, it would be nice if we had like the full roster up with them positioned and whatever. We should probably do that.
We can go through that's
but
fine.
Clint Dempsey is starting 11. It's not his fault, by the way. I've talked to some people at Galazzo. They're like, no, I mean, he did not think Tim Ream's going to play center back in the middle.
I when I see these type of things, I don't necessarily look at where the players are located. It's center back wise. Everything else is on par where they should be. But
Yes,
yeah,
it's
I mean, he probably just said, yeah, my center backs are Richards, Robinson, and Ray.
correct. Yes. And Ream will be playing left back or left center back, Richards in the middle, and Robinson on right center back. Decent. That's fine. I can live with that. Doug's. Okay. Pretty much.
Doug's removed Tillman and put way up top.
And he got his formation right. I talked to Doug about this. I said, don't let him fuck you the next time you put out a lineup. Make sure you double check and that they do set that up the way you want it set up. And so he did. He got it. This time, he double checked. They sent it to him before it was posted. He got it right. Ream in the left, Richards in the middle, and Banks on the right. I got no problem with this, except I replaced Weah with Tillman. I would.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, and if this were the case, again, I would. Yeah, let's say this is it. Do you have Pulisic starting out left, or do you have Weah out left? Because I mean, I liked having Weah cut in on his right and just rip it with his right.
The thing
but
with
Pulisic
this
does well with us on the left. So
the thing with this formation, Brett, in this 3-4-2-1, is both of the 10s, Pulisic and Weah, would be inverted because Dest and Jedi are going to be taking up all the space out wide.
yeah,
So, I mean, you really don't need Weah because Dest is going to be taking up all that wide space, not Weah. So you want another 10. You want Tillman, another creative player alongside Pulisic, who are inverted wingers or 10s together, creating with Dest and Jedi on the wings. The only question would be, is Adams and McKinney a sufficient midfield for you? Would you rather see Tessman?
no. Adams McKinney, 100%.
Okay. I wouldn't complain if it were Adams were left off and somebody else more creative were in the middle. But I'm fine.
I think what you're going to see is you're going to see a lot of McKinney moving up. You're going to see a lot of Jedi and Des moving up, and it's got to be Adams sitting back.
That's my problem with it. Do you really need two guys sitting back? Because that's what it's kind of going to be.
No, I think McKinney's going to push more up in the attack, and I think Adams is going to sit more in the defense.
So you're actually playing a 3-3-3-1.
Well, I mean, technically speaking, I think McKinney's going to have the defensive responsibilities. I just think McKinney's going to get more in the attack, and I think Adams is going to hold off and hold it down a little more towards the back.
Okay. Yeah. We'll see how this works out.
I mean, this was the same argument we had like when the Jamaica game, when Jedi was literally all over the place. I'm like, well, geez, how do you do the formation? And Colin had mentioned you go based off of your defensive responsibilities.
I get it, but I mean, if you've already got 5 in the back or 3, depending on how you want to talk about it, I'd rather have a guy who's got a little more going forward than Adams does. No offense to Adams. But I would not complain if it was McKinney and Tessman, who I think has a little more skill going forward.
No, I wouldn't have an issue with that either. I mean, I like the attributes that Adams brings and the intensity. But yeah, Tessman definitely has more chops moving up.
Yep.
And he can rip a fucking shot.
And despite Pepe playing extremely well for the 5 minutes he played this week, I do think Balogun's the starter right now. And it's Pepe's going to have to be healthy and contribute.
Balogun's been too good under Poch these last couple matches. So I mean, there's no chance. I don't think Pepe's going to overthrow him.
Yeah, I know. Colin saying Adams at CB. It's too late to fuck around with that. I think for Poch, he's not going to do that. It's like saying Maloney at CB, which we've been talking about for a while. I think he's a viable center back who's not going to get that choice. By the way, he started today, and they won. Mainz won in the Europa Conference, whatever stupid league in the 3rd division of European championships that we're all have to, I guess they're games we can watch. So there's that. All right. I think that's it, Brett.
Yeah, it's all
I
good.
think we're done.
Sorry to Green Great Basin, who says, don't end the show. My stepsister's going to get mad.
All right. It's time for you to find another way to entertain that stepsister, Green Great Basin. And that could come down.
The last 2 hours and 10 minutes has been foreplay.
It's all been foreplay now. We got to move that into actual fingering. All right. We'll be back on Monday. Have a great weekend. Until then, good night.
That hurt.
Blowjobs are a no for me.
It is a skill. It is a practice skill. It is a necessary skill.
The secret to a great blowjob is saliva, saliva, saliva.
It's important for us to learn from this because I think we lose because we beat ourselves.
You need to swallow it too.
I don't understand the problem here.
The people don't understand esophagus is the main player of the game.
Try to stay away from it as much as I can.
You can start by licking the dip.
I didn't understand it, but
Patrick Agimon to Bambi or a newborn giraffe or what.